Did you get the day off work today to come out and do this?
Well, man, my situation with work was I helped through a rough management transition, and they gave me a chance to take an extended break.
Did you get the day off work to come out here and do this?
No, I didn't.
So basically, you got fired.
Yeah, they fired you. Ain't no
This nigga
extended
say
break.
they worked with him to give him extended break.
Yeah, they fired you, bro. It's okay. It happens.
Nothing wrong with saying you got fired, bro.
You got fired, bro.
It's cool.
Extended break.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
What's going on, Clutch?
What up, what up, what up?
It's your boy Duck.
It's your boy Ross.
This is Clutch going
Rogue.
back to, ladies and gentlemen, of the video today. You feel me?
When delusional woke people get on, number 2 should be a very interesting one.
Series.
Shout out to the homie Arco, man. He's always dropping some gems.
Always, bro. We need them.
We do.
Especially nowadays, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But
So
nah, we finna get into these right now. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's go.
let's do it.
Let's use our quiet voices, please.
Quiet
Calm
voices.
down. Stop acting like a
Right,
child,
I'm about to
and I
say.
will.
Got your ass.
Do you think women's sports should get paid more, get more recognition? What do you guys think?
For sure, like, we deserve equality, so definitely should.
On topic of women's sports, can you name any WNBA teams?
Exactly.
The WNBA has been in existence for almost 25 years and not one single team has been able to turn a profit. In fact, the NBA has to subsidize them to get a tax write-off for the owners. In other words, without the NBA, nobody's going to get paid, and there isn't even a league. It doesn't even exist.
Hundreds of climate activists have shut down traffic for the day. We're out here talking to them, asking them, do they have jobs?
No, I strike today.
Oh, you're skipping work?
I just strike. It is a strike, so I strike.
Okay, is your boss okay with it? Did you get the day off work today to come out and do this?
Well, man, my situation with work was I helped through a rough management transition, and they gave me a chance to take an extended break.
Did you get the day off work to come out here and do this?
No, I
Extended break.
So basically, you got fired.
Yeah, they fired you. Ain't no
This nigga say
extended break.
they worked with him to give him extended break.
Yeah, they fired you, bro. It's okay. It happens.
Nothing wrong with saying you got fired, bro.
You got fired, bro.
Cool.
Extended break.
We've
my
all been
ass.
there.
Yeah.
And they gave me a chance to take an extended break.
Did you get the day off work to come out here and do this?
No, I did not. I'm skipping work.
Can I ask what you do?
I'm an artist.
This explains why a lot of these climate activists don't give a shit about disrupting normal working people's days, because they got nothing better
They
to do.
gotta go to work.
home and get a job.
Are you aware of the debate happening in Washington State around the ability to access bathrooms, locker rooms, spas based on gender identity and gender expression?
I think people should be able to have access to the facility.
I think bathrooms could and potentially should be gender neutral because there doesn't need to be a classification for differences.
I think people definitely should have the ability to go into whichever locker room they want.
Whether you identify as male or female and whether your sex at birth is matching to that, you should be able to utilize the resources.
So if I told you that I was a woman, what would your response be?
Good for you, okay, like, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I don't have a problem with it.
If I told you that I was Chinese, what would your response be?
I would have a lot of questions, just because on the outside I would assume that you're a white man.
If I told you that I was 7 years old, what would your response be?
Yeah.
See, the more he asks, the wider the mouth get.
Yeah. I identify as a 7-year-old person, or I identify as a completely different race. Even though you're not.
I identify as the age to be able to get my income in as a senior citizen.
Yeah, it becomes a slippery slope, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Oh, the slope been slipped.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't believe that immediately.
Yeah, all college students saying they want bathrooms to be gender neutral. Let's wait in 10 years when they've got kids and they see some weird-ass man walking in the same changing room or bathroom as their little daughter.
Why are you flipping me off, bro?
Why are you taking my picture, bro?
Because there should be housing for you.
I don't want housing.
Then, so what do you want? Just to sit here then?
Yeah. It's my country, ain't it?
Yeah, but this isn't sanitary. We all live here.
It's not unsanitary.
What gives you more right than me?
It's unsanitary.
Look! What do you mean? You should want better for yourself.
I like it like this. I like the fresh air.
No, I got you, but we all have to... What if somebody's handicapped and they need to get by? They can't.
They got 36 inches.
Somebody... on a mobile bike can't get through here. So your freedom's more important than somebody else's. No, see, this is the problem. You think you're more important than somebody else.
Sit here and talk to the homeless guy and hold up traffic.
Right.
Somebody's got to go to the hospital.
Bro, he got his ass back though.
Yeah, you over here holding up traffic, arguing with me.
He said, what if somebody got to go to the hospital? You just hogging traffic.
See that? You see how that
You
guy
have to
just
drive off.
expects? He just thinks that he is more important
Man,
than
go on about
everybody
your
else.
damn
This is
day.
the sense of entitlement.
Man, the homeless man made him look like a complete donor.
Right.
He still decided to post it and make himself look like an even bigger fool.
Congratulations.
He minding his business.
He played
I want
himself.
to just state that for 5,000 years BC, Gala, transcribed and androgynous trans priests of Sumerian goddesses have been around and noted. Since we are standing on Anishinaabe land, Turtle Island, which is the nation that we live under, has
I don't live under
two-spirited
Turtle
people.
Island.
Right, well, maybe you should
Right.
read a little more Indigenous knowledge books. Indigenous communities have used two-spirit personas for the entirety of their culture.
You're pointing to civilizations that committed human sacrifice, okay? That's not a good argument. Yes, that's true. There were all sorts of terrible tribes. In fact, as recently as a little over 500 years ago, the Aztecs here in the Western Hemisphere slaughtered 80,000 people in a sacrifice to one of the demons that they worshipped within the span of 4 days. That's not a recommendation of doing that. I don't think that we ought to consider it. How does one know that someone with the total physical appearance of a man, how can one know that that person really is a woman?
What is the purpose of knowing another person's sexual
Well, see, there
identity
you are.
or
Why do you even care? What's the purpose of knowing someone's biological sex? Well, for starters, because we have civil rights specifically for women in the United States. We have special bathrooms for women. We have special sports leagues for women. We have all sorts of special places and rights and privileges and that are for women that are not for men. So if now some men, people who at the very least appear to be men, are claiming a right to go into those women's bathrooms,
cooking, bro.
then we either have to abolish all of the special rights and privileges that have existed for women for all of human history and are enshrined in our law, or they need to explain to me how those men are actually women. And they can't do the latter, and I'm not willing to do the former, and I don't think women across this country are willing to do the former.
They can't
even
do the
if a
latter.
few people have been so ideologically blinded.
Someone said she humiliated herself before it even started by wearing that hat.
I'm done.
Bro, he cooked.
Well, by her,
Yeah, it's like
He cooked. He's like, bro, you over here talking about some ancient tribes and shit that was out here sacrificing their people for,
and you want
whatever
to
they
use
believe.
them as an example.
All right, bro. Okay, buddy. You tried to cook and you failed.
Sure, you want to go use their rules?
Yeah.
her logic, she probably needs to give up her house and any land that it's on if she still believes that she's on Turtle Island or whatever she said.
I have a master's degree because when I got certified, I was told I had to have a master's degree to be an Arizona certified teacher. Are we allowing the parents to choose the curriculum and the books that our children are going to read? The purpose of public education is not to teach only what parents want their children to be taught. It is to teach them what society needs them to be taught.
There's more than 100 years of Supreme Court precedent telling us that we have the distinct privilege and responsibility of directing the health, education, and upbringing of our children. You don't have that responsibility. Regardless of what you think about the importance of public education, the power ultimately lies in the hands of the parents who not only pay for what you do in the classroom, but whose children you instruct during a finite period of the day. If we're going to talk about responsibility and ownership, maybe you should take a look at our nation's math and English scores.
Listen, I get inclusion.
She was cooking. She was cooking, bro. She was cooking.
First look at Yara as Tinkerbell and Disney's Peter Pan.
And all of that. But this is going way too far. Why is it that instead of making a brand new character that an actor gets to play where they debut that character, instead they are taking old characters that are loved and cherished and putting a black person in that role, which only sparks controversy because people are mad because they remember the original character and they're not the original character. And it's also super lazy. You don't value the talent enough to create a brand new character where you want to make them the center of controversy. I don't understand how black people aren't seeing this and how they still applaud it. This is not on some, oh, I'm being racist, internalized racism thing. Tinkerbell has always been a blonde white woman. If you really care about inclusivity, Disney, create a new character.
This is why so many of these new movies are flopping, because they're all diversity box checking recreations of old films. How hard is it to just make a new film and make new characters? And also just to leave the ones that worked in the past? No, it's getting ridiculous when they can't even cast dwarves in Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
Yeah, it's weird, and that's so true, because it's like they got to include everyone now, so they got to make sure that every character matches with some. Bro, I'm cool with Superman being white. I'm cool with Tinkerbell being the little white blonde girl that she's always been. I'm cool with all that. Let's create new. We do have black characters that we can use and create. So even with the whole Robin might be gay and Batman, it's like, bro, just create a new, a new one.
Yep, that's all you can do.
Peter Dinklage spoke up about this, and that was my issue. He had in the past no issue cashing checks that were made for dwarf roles like Elf and all of that. That check cleared just fine.
When Piers Morgan is agreeing with you, I think you need to be concerned. I'll say that for the...
So you're telling the dwarf actor what he should feel? Hang on. Having literally just lectured me about speaking for someone in the dwarf community, Warwick Davis, you now accuse a dwarf actor.
No, it's not what I said. I said that if you're siding with anyone, you've got to worry.
Right.
What I'd like to say, actually, is that I kind of mostly agree with what you're saying.
No, that's just taking a pot shot there.
No,
it
is absolutely taking a pot shot. But I do agree with what you're saying. And as a gay man, I know that growing up, I witnessed gay people being villains in movies when I was...
Seven dwarves aren't villains.
And that I think...
What is he talking about, bro?
We gay dudes is villains.
Anywho, bro, niggas...
Maybe not in none of my movies.
Niggas be reaching, bro. Like, niggas be reaching just
Stereotype.
to push their narrative.
Pretty much.
Types are really important to...
What stereotype do you think they represent?
This isn't a part of this about the stereotype. This is about roles that were made for people such of my stature that don't have the chance to go out for other roles normally.
Yeah. But you want to stop Dylan getting a role in a Hollywood film.
I am not going to get into an attack on a dwarf.
You don't want a dwarf actor to land a role playing a dwarf part.
Listen, a dwarf can play a dwarf part, but I think it's important to change narratives that don't fit in today's society. So you're using Dylan as a cheap shot to attack a Wookiee.
I don't think Dylan feels I'm using...
A Wookiee?
Bro, anybody that willingly calls themselves
Oompa Loompa and New Wonka filmed by CGI Hugh Grant.
Why? That makes no sense when you can. That's
using him as a cheap shot. And what I would say about the Wookiee thing is this: I have spent the last year listening to people tell me only gay actors should play gay parts. Only Welsh actors, so Michael Sheen, should play Welsh characters, and so on and so on and so on. But the moment we have dwarf roles, which are the most famous dwarf roles in Hollywood history, then the only people apparently who can't play them are dwarf actors. And I see there
it's a cartoon,
stinking
Piers.
woke hypocrisy.
It has not changed. It was a cartoon. Those weren't actually dwarfs in the movie. They were drawn, okay? So firstly...
They were drawn as dwarfs.
They were drawn as dwarfs.
Dwarfs.
Well, they shouldn't be called that.
They shouldn't be called dwarfs.
No, they should be called people with
They shouldn't be
dwarfism.
called...
What's wrong with being called dwarves?
Nothing, but that's not the
That's the story.
Dylan, apparently you're not allowed to call yourself... Apparently, Dylan, you're not allowed to call yourself...
He's a fucking moron. He is a moron.
Bro, no, bro, it's a lot of people that think like this.
He's a moron, bro.
He's just a voice of many.
Yeah, man. He's a buffoon. Jeez, bro.
Yourself dwarfs, apparently.
He's shocked.
I would love to hear, what should I call myself, sir?
I think you should call yourself whatever you feel comfortable with, but as a person...
He calls himself a dwarf.
Well, that's great.
A dwarf.
Good for you. I'm happy.
So now, sir, let me pause that. So it shouldn't be called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It should just be called
I do not want to
Snow
get
White.
cancelled
So
because I think your point of view is more important
You don't want to
than
get
mine right now.
cancelled. As this person says, imagine not being a dwarf, but arguing with a dwarf what it feels like to act a dwarf role. You need Michael.
Get some help. Facts, bro. Get some... Dude's a fucking moron.
Oh, my God.
I lost so many brain cells
the
watching
fact that
that
we
clip.
arguing with people. It's more... I'm not going to hold you. I can care less what you do with your life as long as it doesn't affect me and mine. But there are bigger issues in this world that we should be attacking outside of hey, do you want to be classified as this and this? And like, bro, cool, whatever.
Who cares?
But it's so much more important things. Global warming, the climate change, wars, people being kidnapped. You know, like it's so many things that we could be focusing on outside of this. And I think that's the part that's starting to irritate, because people really be going on live TV and talk about stuff like this when you got people who's being kidnapped and being, you know, sold off as kids. And it's just so much real shit going on than to be arguing about this bullshit.
Yeah, it's
telling a dwarf what a dwarf should be called. Like, that's fucking insane.
Insanity, but that's the world we live in, y'all. There's more people like this gentleman here out there in the world. There's a lot more. And, you know, with social media, everybody has a voice, unfortunately, sometimes.
Hey, I have a voice, bro. But it's like, bro, we're really arguing who can go into a bathroom when there's people losing their lives.
Yep.
I just want people to understand that. Like, we're arguing who should be able to go into the restroom when people are losing their lives every moment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we talking about. Niggas is going up to schools and airing it off.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what we focus on. That's very wild.
What a time to be alive.
It is. But hey, if you enjoyed the video for some reason, in any form or fashion, please run up to like, subscribe,
please do.
Support the homie Arco TV. Always putting some dope stuff out there. Man, I don't hate anybody. I love everyone. I just feel like we really get blinded with reality versus just arguing now just to be arguing. Because that argument, bro, was like,
it was kind of.
You have a dwarf sitting there saying that they have roles that can finally fit them, but they're CGIing the role, which is like, it's taken away from their work.
Yeah.
And now you're saying you shouldn't be caught.
Yep. Appreciate y'all, man.
Peace.
The bitch from Houston. If you got a problem, then we got the solutions. And there's no illusion. I made this shit happen, I'm living life lucid. I'm switching my strategies. Now they hate on me cause I'm causing casualties. But why are they after me? Deep inside they know they can't handle half of me.